Welcome back to the Stoic Tube. The dynamics of love and relationships are complex and multifaceted, often defying simple explanations. When someone claims to love you deeply, yet frequently ignores you, it can be confusing, hurtful, and emotionally draining. This behavior can stem from a variety of psychological, emotional, and situational factors. Understanding the reasons behind such contradictory actions requires a deep dive into human behavior, attachment styles, communication patterns, and personal circumstances. Below, we explore the potential reasons why someone who loves you might also ignore you, offering insights into this paradoxical behavior. 1. Fear of vulnerability. One of the most common reasons someone might ignore you despite loving you is their fear of vulnerability. Love often requires emotional openness, which can be terrifying for individuals who have experienced past trauma, rejection, or betrayal. By ignoring you, they may be attempting to protect themselves from the perceived risk of getting hurt. This behavior is often rooted in an insecure attachment style, where the person struggles to balance their desire for closeness with their fear of emotional exposure. 2. Emotional immaturity. Emotional immaturity can lead to inconsistent behavior in relationships. Someone who loves you but lacks the emotional tools to express their feelings healthily may resort to ignoring you as a way to cope with their emotions. They might not know how to communicate their needs, fears, or frustrations, leading to periods of silence or withdrawal. This immaturity can manifest as an inability to handle conflict, a tendency to avoid difficult conversations, or a lack of empathy for how their actions affect you. 3. Testing the relationship. In some cases, a person might ignore you as a way to test the strength of the relationship. They may want to see how much you care or whether you will chase after them. This behavior is often rooted in insecurity or a need for validation. While it may seem manipulative, it usually stems from a place of doubt about their own worthiness of love or fear of abandonment. Unfortunately, this approach can backfire, creating distance and mistrust rather than fostering connection. 4. Personal struggles or stress. External factors such as work pressure, financial stress, family issues, or mental health challenges can cause someone to withdraw from a relationship, even if they love you deeply. When overwhelmed, some individuals retreat into themselves, focusing on their problems and inadvertently neglecting their partner. This behavior is not necessarily a reflection of their feelings for you, but rather a coping mechanism for dealing with their own struggles. 5. Fear of commitment. Commitment can be intimidating, even for someone who loves you. The fear of losing their independence, making long-term decisions, or facing the responsibilities of a serious relationship might cause them to pull away. Ignoring you could be their way of creating distance to avoid confronting these fears. This is especially common in individuals who have a history of short-lived or superficial relationships. 6. Mixed signals and confusion. Sometimes people send mixed signals because they are confused about their own feelings. They might love you but also feel uncertain about the relationship or their readiness for it. This internal conflict can lead to inconsistent behavior, where they oscillate between showing affection and ignoring you. Until they resolve their confusion, their actions may continue to be unpredictable. 7. Power dynamics. In some relationships, ignoring a partner can be a way to assert control or maintain power dynamics. This behavior is often seen in unhealthy or toxic relationships, where one partner uses emotional manipulation to dominate the other. While they may claim to love you, their actions are more about maintaining control than fostering a loving, equal partnership. 8. Past trauma or baggage. Past experiences such as childhood neglect, abusive relationships, or unresolved emotional wounds can significantly impact how someone behaves in a relationship. If they have been hurt before, they might unconsciously push you away to avoid reliving past pain. Ignoring you could be a defense mechanism to protect themselves from potential hurt, even if they genuinely care for you. 9. Lack of communication skills. Effective communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship. However, not everyone possesses the skills to express their feelings openly and honestly. Someone who loves you but struggles with communication might ignore you because they don't know how to articulate their emotions or address issues in the relationship. This can lead to misunderstandings and emotional distance. 10. Self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is a common behavior in individuals who struggle with low self-esteem or feelings of unworthiness. They might believe they don't deserve love or happiness, and as a result, act in ways that undermine the relationship. Ignoring you could be a manifestation of this self-destructive tendency as they push you away to confirm their negative beliefs about themselves. 11. Different love languages. People express and receive love in different ways, as outlined in the concept of love languages. If your partner's primary love language is not words of affirmation or quality time, they might not realize that ignoring you is hurtful. For example, someone whose love language is acts of service might show their love through actions rather than constant communication, leading to periods where they seem distant. 12. Cultural or social influences. Cultural or social norms can also play a role in how someone behaves in a relationship. In some cultures, emotional expression is discouraged, particularly for men, leading to behaviors that might seem cold or distant. Additionally, societal pressures or expectations can cause someone to prioritize other aspects of their life over the relationship, resulting in periods of neglect. 13. Unresolved conflict. Unresolved conflicts or lingering resentment can cause someone to withdraw from a relationship. If they feel hurt, misunderstood, or unappreciated, they might ignore you as a way to avoid further confrontation or to express their dissatisfaction. Until the underlying issues are addressed, this pattern of behavior is likely to continue. 14. Fear of losing themselves. Some individuals fear losing their sense of self in a relationship. They might worry that getting too close to you will result in them sacrificing their individuality or personal goals. Ignoring you could be their way of maintaining a sense of independence and autonomy, even if they love you. 15. Manipulative intentions. While less common, it's important to acknowledge that some people use ignoring as a manipulative tactic. They might love you, but also enjoy the power they gain from keeping you emotionally off balance. This behavior is toxic and often indicative of deeper issues within the relationship. Conclusion. The behavior of someone who loves you but ignores you is rarely straightforward. It can stem from a combination of emotional, psychological, and situational factors. Understanding the root cause requires open communication, empathy, and sometimes professional guidance. If you find yourself in such a relationship, it's important to reflect on your own needs and boundaries. While love is a powerful force, it must be accompanied by mutual respect, communication, and effort to thrive. If the pattern of ignoring persists despite your efforts to address it, it may be a sign that the relationship is not healthy or sustainable in the long term.